Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Rustamod Daisy, and today we've got a treat for you. One of my viewers, subscribers in California has sent me 3 guns, and they all have issues. As you will see, 2 of them are already disassembled for my convenience. I appreciate that. But let's identify what we have here. At the bottom is the Daisy Model 99 target gun, and it's really in pretty good nick overall. Good looking wood, got a complete rear sight group, got the metal Daisy with a line lever, and you can tell when you look at this is a target trigger because it's molded. It's not just a pressed steel affair. This is Daisy's target trigger. It's quite a nice unit. Let's roll down to the distant end. This Daisy also has a sling, and the sling is the pleasing olive drab fabric sling. It is adjustable down here. You can move this little lever and slide it in and out to make different lengths of sling. As you can see, it's attached with only the finest materials. Daisy never really caught on to the QD quick detach kind of system. And up here at the front, it's got a little tab to put the other end in. So you can actually sling this one, although this is not a shooting sling. It could be used as an, impromptu shooting sling, but it isn't built specifically for that. But it does look good on the gun. I do like that. It's also got the hooded front sight. Drawback on the gun right now is it does not have a front sight aperture. There's a little spring-loaded device here that allows you to insert different apertures in this little hole, and you can get a crosshair or a crosshair with a circle or just a straight post. It's pretty neat. There's 4 different ones you can use, and this one, sad to say, doesn't have any. It is equipped with the older Model 25 mag. Now, I'm going to pull this out just to show you how different they are from the current iteration. Still the same basic idea. A magazine that holds 50 bullets that's spring loaded. And up here, because it doesn't have a magnetic bullet pickup, it's got the old retaining spring. So that's kind of like old school. But like all Daisies like this, they're not fully threaded so that they can spin if you need them to. But on a Model 25, you don't. So this one does not currently shoot. I've cycled it a few times here in the shop, and I believe that the abutment washer has failed or is riding on the air tube and not sealing properly. I think that'll be easy one to fix. All the customer wants is for the guns to run. He doesn't want any steel work. He doesn't want any woodwork. That may change. We'll see. All right, so that's the Model 99. It's a nice example of a 99. Ooh, and check it out. It's still got the love medallion. This normally falls off, but it is present on this gun. So that makes it triple nice. It's a good gun. All right, so that'll be fun to fix. Now, moving on, our next gun is a Daisy Model 36. And it's unique in a number of respects because it's an older Daisy, and it's one of the Daisies that is a single shot. I know you think to yourself, wait a minute, it's got a lever. It only shoots 1 BB at a time? Yeah, that's what it does. If you'll take a look at the roll stamp here, you'll see that it proudly tells you it is a single shot model, number 101, model 30, I really can't read that, but I think it's a 36. It's hard to say. The gun's been repainted, so,
oh my God,
or has been painted, so some of the engraving is a little occluded. But what makes it cool is this. Let's take a look at the cast iron lever is nice. That's an early gun, cast iron before they went to aluminum. All right, it's got a, once again, a metal lever. This is cast iron, which makes the gun pre-1940. Didn't get into the aluminum stuff until after the war. It has the standard Daisy trigger that we've seen on so many Daisies. This, like the 105 Buck, utilizes the spring block as a rear side assembly. Here's this kind of cool. It didn't have nuts on the backside, or no nuts in the package, but it did have the little washers. That's kind of nice. Let's run down here and take a look at the shot tube assembly and the plunger. Now, there's some distinct differences on these single shot models. The first difference we'll talk about is the plunger tube. Looks just like a regular plunger, but you'll notice there's no air tube sticking out of the end. It's just a flat piston. Because this is a single shot Daisy, there's no method of feeding a BB, aside from dropping it down the barrel, but it is a bottle cap Daisy. That's kind of cool. I think with a new set of seals and maybe a hopped up spring, this little guy might be shooting in the 400s. We'll find out when we get to it. Let's look at the buttstock. We can see that a repair has already been made up here because you can see the little wood staple that was put in place when, predictably, the gun started to crack. So I imagine I'll refinish that. I'll have to get with the customer and see what he wants, but I can see refinishing that. Now, all of these guns came from the same, painted the same color black, so I think somebody's been into them already, and that's cool. That's no problem. Right now the gun doesn't run, and we're going to get it to a point where it will. The last gun he sent me, is a Model 25, and they are great guns, but they are difficult to work on. So I've worked on several, taken them apart and put them back together again, and I will get that done with this gun. But I got a feeling there's a problem that is not going to be solvable. When I was doing the pre-video review, I noticed that the bag of parts that came with the gun had this in it. This is the abutment washer. It is supposed to be sitting in here, being secured by two metal tabs at the base of the compression chamber, but sad to say, it's not. And when you look down the end of the barrel tube, if you can see it, there we go. I see evidence of one tab still in there. I don't see any evidence for the other tab. And if it turns out that that's true, then this is not going to be repairable. And that could be bad news for the gun owner. I do think I have another one of those tubes laying around. I might look into that. Same deal, gun's been painted. This is an early Model 39, or 25, Plymouth, Michigan gun. And you'll see that it's got a very pleasant hunter. There's the hunter, there's the pheasant, scroll work. It's really nice. I mean, these were prime guns back in the day. And that engraving is pretty sharp for a Daisy. This does have the adjustable rear sight, adjustable for elevation, and somewhat for windage, but not much. It does have the original plastic stock. It's not cracked, it's not busted. It's got the Daisy logo on the butt plate, where the little kid pledges and promises not to shoot things he shouldn't shoot. And it still has its Tootsie Roll handle, which is plastic. Now, it's a Plymouth, Michigan gun, but it's got all plastic furniture. So that tells you that this was made after the 1958 move to Plymouth. Or from Plymouth, or maybe before the 1958 move from Plymouth. It has a register number as well. But this is probably a late 50s gun, mid 50s gun. Aside from the abutment issue, it appears that all the bits and pieces are there. Oh, and here's another real winner. Another real winner is over here. This is the famous Model 25 trigger and the famous or infamous Model 25 trigger spring. This thing will give you nightmares getting it in right. But it's a doable deal once you've done it a couple of times. All right, so that's what's on the table. That's what's on the agenda. And we will be getting to these guns sometime this month. I've still got a couple other projects in front of them. But I think the 95 and the Model 36 will go pretty quickly. The Model 25, I don't know. We'll see. That's all we've got for you today, kids. This is Shane Bruce, Resto Mod Daisy, signing off.